anything negative about education. You know how much I encourage people to be educated. In fact, some of the kids in the congregation think their parents pay me to talk about studying hard in school. You can't pay me to say that. No, get as much education as you can, as young as you can. There's nothing more powerful than an educated mind. Nothing that can glorify God so much as an educated mind. But education in and of itself is not the end-all of life. If you've been to some of the universities in the mainland, some of the older ones, you'll come across etched in one of their older buildings the words, "You will know the truth and the truth will set you free." The only thing is they left out the verse preceding it. You know what the verse preceding it is? You heard it today. Jesus said, "If you really are my disciples, you will hold to my teaching. You will hold to my teaching, and then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." So what's the truth based on? It's based on knowing Jesus Christ and obeying Jesus Christ. But they leave that out. They just put the part about the truth will set you free on their buildings. Now, what are they trying to say to their kids? They're trying to say, well, if you go through our program and you take all our classes and you graduate, well, then you are going to have this enlarged vision of the world. You are going to be free to use your mind to have a fulfilled life. Powerful minds can be used for bad purposes, right? Education in itself can go two ways. It can either be used for good, it can be used for bad. What's the key? The key is what's most important in your life. Academia can teach us about chemistry and math and science and literature and history, but it cannot answer the question, where did I come from? What is the purpose of my life? And what happens when I die? The answers to those three questions will determine what we do with the education. It's not how much you have, whether it's stuff or intelligence or influence or power. It's what you do with it. And if Jesus Christ is not the one who is in the middle of it all, those things will enslave us. The third delusion of sin is that whole idea of party. And I tell you, I look out and you don't know what a joy it is to see all these young faces. I mean, 20s, 30s, this is great. You go to the mainland and everybody's like me, don't have any hair. We have so many young people, and that is fantastic. And please, don't never come again because I'm going to talk about party. But it's a really powerful, powerful influence in our world today. It seems like you turn on the TV, you watch films today, and it's about getting crazy. And when you're young, and I knew it was a powerful temptation for me when I was young. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll be real honest. I went to a New Year's Eve service, and I said, God, forgive me for what I'm going to do later on tonight. That was not good. I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't get invited to too many parties, so this was a very big thing. But it seems when we're in our younger years, this is a powerful, powerful attraction. And all I want to say today is that even though it's a powerful temptation, it is a delusion. It's a delusion. People have a bad day. Something bad happens, and what do they say? I'm going to the bar and I'm going to tie one on. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? It really doesn't. The guy's going to spend money that he doesn't have. He's going to have a hangover the next day. He's probably going to do things that are going to make his original problems even bigger. Why? Just for what? A couple of hours where his problems don't seem to be as big as they are when he's not drunk. What is he doing? He's just avoiding the problem. But here's the key. The person has a problem, they don't know how to handle it, and so they seek to get over it through the party mentality. Whether it's alcohol or drugs or some kind of sexual activity or even, taking risks and stuff, if we've got to go beyond the limits, what is that saying? It's saying something's wrong inside. That there is an emptiness. That there is a confusion. Well, those things are not going to fill that emptiness. Only Jesus Christ is. But you see how we become enslaved by that? I got a problem. I got something that's bothering me. I can't handle it. So I become enslaved by something that will at least take my mind off it for a little while. It's a delusion. That's what sin does to you. And you not only have sin to deal with, Jesus says, in this whole matter of slavery, spiritual slavery, you got Satan. Listen to what he says about Satan. Satan was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar, and he is the father of lies. I want to be real upfront with you. I'm one of those preachers who preaches about Satan. He's alive. He's well. He's not just some kind of mythical figure from the 15th century. I mean, Jesus said it. You're going to say Jesus that Satan doesn't exist when Jesus says these words? Can I tell you that he is just a figment of our imagination? Am I helping you by saying, oh, don't be scared by the whole idea that Satan is powerful and that there are evil forces in the world? No, I'm setting you up for a fall. There are all sorts of evil forces all around you. Now, Jeff read for us that in Jesus' day, they were a lot more obvious. But today, Satan doesn't work that way. Do you think Satan would get many people following him if he would bodily, take over people? Were you attracted to Satanism after you saw The Exorcist? I sure wasn't. I didn't want to have anything to do with him. I went to church 5 times that week. But how does Satan get us today? By getting us to think that he doesn't even exist. And that's just fine with him. He wants to deceive us. Now, what are some of his deceptions? The first one is that spirituality isn't all that important. Yeah, God's up there, and he's important and all that. But, we've got so much to do each day that, you can't get too hyped up into that. Into all this. You can't become a fanatic. You can't get really intense about your relationship with God because, you got just too much else to do. And stuff about heaven, well, yeah, when I get to that point, I'll think about it, but I got business to do, I got errands to run, I got kids to keep. That makes a mockery of Jesus Christ, though, doesn't it? It makes a mockery of Christmas time. His putting off his Godhead and becoming a human being. It makes a mockery out of the cross. I mean, if you just, acknowledge God, why in the world did he go through all that? Why did he rise from the dead? But it's very convenient, isn't it? Oh yeah, the big guy's up there. Yeah, every once in a while I'll say a prayer. Oh God. Now, this doesn't mean you're a dastardly person. It doesn't mean that if this is our attitude that we go out and sell drugs to little kids. It just means that we're not all that interested. And Satan's very good at that. Satan is as content as can be. He doesn't care what it takes. All he wants is just have people think it's not all that important. Second deception that he puts over on people today is that you can't really know the truth about God, huh? So many churches, so many religions, so many denominations. How can you know what's really true about God? So if you don't know what's true about God, you can't really get serious about it. Well, let me ask you a question. You got dollar bills in your pocket today? I bet you got some. You probably got a lot. Now, what would happen if counterfeiting became a real problem? And it became very, very difficult to know which bills that were being circulated were real and which were false. Let's just imagine. Would you say, it is so hard to determine which bills are real and which bills aren't. I'm just not going to use money anymore. You're going to do that? No. You're going to take a course in understanding which bills are fake and which bills are legitimate. You're going to get all sorts of equipment that are going to help you. Because why? Because you know that you need money to survive. There is no more important question in this world than who God is